Okay, so hello grade 9. So welcome to a brand new school year. Ayan. So this time we will begin our journey by exploring the very first topic in Term 1, Science 9. So I know that some of you, yung iba dito na nanonood is dati na nanonood ng grade 8 na ngayon ay nag-grade 9. Ano, thank you so much for those students who are still watching. Okay, till now. So are you excited? Because I definitely am. If your answer is yes, then get ready to learn, discover, and enjoy science like never before. I am Sir Wawi, your ever curious science buddy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you'll always be updated with our video lessons. All right, let's begin. So, our topic for the first term in or first topic in first term in Science 9 is about law of inertia, which is about the resistance to change in motion. Okay, so here for our learning competency, identify inertia as the tendency for an object to stay at rest or in motion unless acted on by an unbalanced net force. So for the learning objectives, define inertia as the inherent property of an object to resist changes in its motion, either remaining at rest or moving uniformly in a straight line unless acted upon by an external force. Another is recognize examples of inertia in objects at rest and explain how these objects tend to remain at rest unless external force is applied. Number three, recognize friction as an external force. Number four, identify instances of inertia in objects already in motion and describe how these objects persist in their motion without changing velocity unless external force is applied. And for number five, apply their understanding of inertia to analyze and explain everyday occurrences such as the use of seat belts, skidding on a slippery road, balancing on a bicycle, and jerking wet clothes to remove water. So it's simple para mas masimple. Okay, we will try to explain, define the concept of the word inertia. Okay, we will try to explain how friction affects a motion of an object. Okay, and then the very last, we will try to um elaborate or explain the first law of motion, which is the law of inertia. Ayan. So, in our review, let's have a short review before we continue in our highlight of our discussion. Review the effects of forces on objects. Differentiate between balanced and unbalanced forces. So, itong topic natin na balanced and unbalanced forces, it's really kung ako nalimutan ko na 'to. So, hopefully hindi pa natin nalilimutan mga anak grade 9. So, ito kasing topic na 'to is na-discuss pa during their grade 7 years. Okay, the balance and unbalanced force. But still meron na silang idea about balance and unbalanced forces. Again, mga anak, how can we say that a force is balanced? Correct. So if the net force is zero, pag ang net force is ay zero, the force is balance. Okay, so it's a good start. Ayan. So the very first question on this topic is, what are the effects of forces on an object? Okay, what do you think is the effect of forces on an object if you hit what do you call this? If you hit a ball or if you hit something, okay, if you push something, what happened? What happened to the object? 'Di ba? Okay, so the very first thing that we can observe is, if let's say if we push something, the objects will move. The position of the object will change. Okay, that's the very visible observation that we observe. But okay, that observation is correct and it is connected. So for the answer, forces can change the motion or shape of an object. It can change the motion of an object from being at rest. If you apply the force, okay, the object will move. It can change the shape of an object. Like for example, if you what do you call this? What do you call hinila natin yung rubber band. If you pull a rubber band, what happened? 'Di ba na stretch out? Okay, and then what happened yung ating rubber ball pag ating kinompress na flat, 'di ba? Okay, so that's the effect of a motion. Okay, it can change the motion of an object, the shape of an object. Ayan. Another thing. Okay, part of our review, identify and draw the force vector in the following scenarios. I'm asking about the force vector. Okay, What is the force vector? The forces that acts on the object. The situation is a falling fruit, nalaglag na prutas. And titingnan natin ano ba yung mga force vector, okay, na meron dun sa object through a drawing. Sir, through a drawing. May drawing na nga, oh. Kita na natin, nahulog mo yung apple. Okay? Paano natin i-illustrate yung forces na meron dun sa object through a drawing? In your grade 7, ano yung tinuro sa inyo? What illustration? Gagawa ngayon tayo ng free body diagram. So what is a free body diagram? A free body diagram is an illustration used to, okay, to show the different forces that acting on the object. Okay, that's the use of a free body diagram. And in a free body diagram, we tend to draw an arrow, arrow up, arrow down, arrow to the left, to the right, okay, depending on the direction of the force. Okay, and of course, we are very particular in the length of the arrow. Okay, pag medyo mahaba, of course, it is a sign that the force that you apply is much more on the opposite force. Pag meron namang maikli na arrow, ibig sabihin, you exert, okay, less force. Diba? Okay. And then, another thing, a symbol, a dot. Okay, lagi yung nasa center, a dot. Okay, the dot represent the object. That's the object. Mas magandang gumawa tayo ng free body diagram. Okay, compare na i-draw natin yung buong scenario. Okay, a falling fruit. What are the different forces? Mo-observe natin, one of that is the gravity, gravity and air resistance. So, if we're going to draw the different forces, okay, the gravity is a downward force. Okay, and then air resistance is an upward force. Pero dapat mauunang i-draw take note ha, mauunang i-draw yung ating object ha, the object itself or the dot. Okay, and take note, tingnan natin, observe natin yung length ng arrow. The length of the arrow is not the same. Diba? It's not the same. Mas haba yung sa gravity and mas maikli yung air resistance. So in this case, the air resistance is the one that slows down the fall. Okay, siya yung parang resist in the motion of the object. It's like pag naghagis tayo or binagsak natin yung dalawang objects sa second floor, a paper and a coin, anong unang babagsak? Siyempre, sasabihin nyo, a coin, di ba? But in reality or in real explanation, pag wala po yung air resistance or any factors, okay, yung paper natin at yung coin natin sabay babagsak at the same time regardless of their mass. Okay, but because of air resistance, ito yung pumipigil na puwersa. Okay, pinapabagal niya yung mga object. Okay, so an accelerating car to the right. Ay, okay, wait. In this case, do you think that the force is balanced? Hindi, di ba? Okay, it's not. Hindi parehas. We can tell na balance or unbalance through the length of the arrow. Okay? So, magkaiba, so it's not balanced. It's unbalanced. An accelerating car to the right. Okay. Ito yung mga force vector, a gravity, air resistance, a friction. Meron din tayong applied force, the normal force. Okay? And then, okay, the free body diagram. So, mauuro na dapat yung ating mga anak, ha? So, this is the free body diagram, okay, of an accelerating car to the right. Okay, so, gravity. Ito yung gravity natin, the downward force. Yung upward force naman natin is the normal force. And then, yung ating force naman to the left, okay, is the friction and the air resistance. And then, yung ating force to the right is the applied force or the driving force coming from the engine. Okay, so, tingnan natin. May yung ating normal force and the gravitational force, wala na nating hindi i-drawing dyan. Equal na yan. Okay, in other free body diagram, ang nilalagay lang natin is itong friction, air resistance, and the applied force. Pero ilagay natin completely. Okay. So, sir, bakit dun sa una walang right or left? Wala namang forces to the right or to the left doon. Wala namang friction. Ano no? So, ngayon, complete yung ating arrow. Okay. So, tingnan natin yung applied force. Nag-apply tayo. Accelerating, mabilis eh. So, ibig sabihin, to the right, malakas yung pwersa. Pero may pumipigil na pwersa doon sa ating applied force to the right. Yun yung ating namang force to the left na friction that coming from the road and the wheel. And then yung air resistance na nakakasalubong ng car. Okay? So that's the different forces that acting on an accelerating car to the right. Okay, so through a free body diagram, talagang kitang-kita natin yung mga forces na meron doon. And do you think that this situation is a balance or unbalanced force? Clear na clear kasi yung force to the right and to the left, yung arrow length nila hindi parehas. So it's unbalanced force. What about this one? A book on the top of a table. The book. Yung book natin is at rest. Okay. So these are the force vector, a normal force and gravity. So the gravity is a downward force and the normal force is an upward force. Okay, so do you think that the force is balanced? Yes, talagang balance kasi equal yung length ng arrow and the book is at rest. Okay, that's the very simple explanation. If an object is at rest, wala nang question. The force is balanced because the net force is zero. Okay. Next, identify and draw the force vector, a picture frame on the wall. But my very first question is, gumagalaw ba yung picture frame? Hindi, hindi naman nagsiswing. Wala namang sinabi. Just like a picture from frame on the wall, nakahang. Okay, so what are the different forces in this one? Okay, so these are the force vector, tension force, and the gravity. Okay, so yung ating gravity, a downward force, and the tension force is the force that coming from the nail itself. Kung ano man yung nakapin doon na nagpapadikit dun sa pinagsabitan ng ating picture frame. Okay, so yung tension force and gravitational force equal yung length. Okay, yung length equal. So it means that the force is balanced. What if nahulog yung picture frame? Balance force pa din ba? No. Magkakaroon yun ng unbalanced force. Okay? Kasi makakalamang yung gravity. Okay, did you get it? Okay? Sige. So, let's hopefully na-refresh tayo about the concept of force and how, and then the concept of unbalanced and unbalanced force. Okay, and then the idea of a free body diagram. So our very first activity is identifying forces applied and their effect on an object's motion. The object is identify and draw the forces acting on the object, identify the object's state of motion, and relate the net force on the object to the state of motion of the object. Okay, medyo complicated kasi itong mga directions sa LE natin. Okay, next term, mag-aano ako, self-made ng mga activities. So, understanding forces through a free body diagram. So, the instructions is identify the forces acting on the object illustrated below. Draw a free body diagram and label the forces involved in each situation. Determine the magnitude and direction of the net force. Okay. So again, what is a free body diagram? So a free body diagram or FBD is a drawing that shows all forces acting on the object, which is, may idea na kayo dun. It uses arrows to represent the forces. The direction of each arrow shows where the force is acting. A point or simple shape represents the object or a dot. Okay, so ayan, situation 1, a book on the top of a table. Meron na tayong idea. Free body diagram, this one. Dot muna. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, dot muna talaga. Okay, that's the normal force, the upward force, and then the gravitational force. Did you get this? Okay, hopefully, ano. Okay. Is it balance or unbalance? Okay, balance. Ano. What about situation 2? An airplane flying at a constant velocity. Constant velocity. Okay. So, a dot muna, a lift. Okay, the gravity. Okay, the drag force, and then the thrust force. Okay. So, do you think that this situation is a balance force? Correct. Nandun tayo sa situation, analyze natin yung situation. An airplane flying at a constant speed. Hindi siya nag-speed up or slow down. So, pag constant speed, we can tell. Okay, kahit pa yan ay gumagalaw, but in constant speed. Okay, an airplane flying at a constant velocity, balance yung force diyan. Okay, so, next, free body diagram, a jeepney speeding up. Okay, speeding up. Okay, yung friction natin mas magli. So, unbalance. Okay, yan. A jeepney slowing down, bumagal. Alin kaya ngayon? Okay, ayan. Mas malakas kayo yung friction kasi slow down. Talagang, okay, bumagal. Ayan. Next, in which case is the net force zero? So, dun sa apat, alin ang zero? Yung atin natin, a book on the table. Pangalawa, an airplane flying at a constant speed. And then we also have the car speeding up. And then a jeepney rather slowing down. Okay. In which case, the net force is zero. Tama yun. When the forces are balanced like a book on the table and an airplane flying at a constant speed, the net force is zero. Walang net force doon. Okay. Kasi naka-cancel ng dalawang side. Okay. Yung ating forces. Like for example, dun sa ating book, upward force, the normal force, the upward force, and then the gravitational force, which is the downward force. Pag sinabi kong yung ating upward force is 15 Newton, and then the gravity is 15 Newton, so 50 minus 50 is equal to 0. Kasi na-cancel. Okay, so pag equal yung forces, the net force is 0. Okay, in which cases the net force is non-zero. Okay, when the forces are unbalanced, like a jeepney speeding up and a jeepney slowing down. Okay. So, yung magkaiba yung length ng arrow. So, magkaiba yung value ng forces from side to side. Okay. So, yung net force nun, non-zero. Okay. That's why the force is not balanced or unbalanced. In which case does the object change its state of motion? Saan naman yung situation or anong situation kung saan nagbago yung state of motion? When there is a non-zero net force like a jeepney speeding up or slowing down. Okay. The object change its state of motion. Speeding up from mabagal to mabilis. Slowing down from mabilis to mabagal. Nag-change yung state of motion. In which case does the object not change its state of motion? Okay, hindi naman nagbago yung sa book on the table. Okay, airplane flying, gumagalaw siya flying at constant speed. Hindi nagbabago yung state of motion. Kung yun ang speed niya is 6 meter per second, edi 6 meter per second yung takbo niya. Constant speed, hindi nagbabago. Okay, what changes the object's state of motion? Okay, an unbalanced force or non-zero net force that changes the motion of an object. Talagang ang nagpapapigil or ang bago, okay, ng state of motion is unbalanced force. Doon sa speeding up, okay, alin yung nagpa-change ng motion? Yung pag-increase ng forces sa applied force, dinagdagan niya eh. So, doon sa driving force. Okay, that's the unbalanced force. Okay, and then doon sa slowing down, yung driving force din kasi binawasan niya. Okay, so next, what is needed to maintain the object's state of motion? Ano yung kailangan natin para ma-maintain yung state of motion? Balance forces. Zero net force are needed to keep the object at rest or moving at a constant speed. Para ma-maintain natin yung balance forces or yung state of motion ng isang object, kailangan lagi ang net force ay zero. Okay. So remember, a free body diagram is a drawing that shows all forces acting on an object using arrows and a simple shape or point, which represent the object. It is important because it helps us understand and analyze the forces acting on an object clearly. So the net force is the total forces. Tandaan natin, the net force is the total forces acting on an object found by combining all the forces considering their direction. Actually, itong net force is very basic na to sa inyo since it's already explained in grade 7 and in grade 8. Okay, pag sinabi nating net force, the total forces acting on the object. Okay, let's say, meron akong cases, or case rather. Okay, magbibigay ako ng example. Okay, let's say, pushing a cart. Okay, pushing a cart. And then, yung ating cart is 30 kilogram, yung weight. And then, nag-apply ka, you apply, let's say, 50 Newton force. Okay, and yung friction sa floor, syempre, tinutulak natin yung cart sa floor. Let's say, yung friction is at 10 Newton. Okay, what do you think is the net force for that? Okay, total what do you think is the net force? Magkaiba. Okay, meron tayong 15 Newton, yung force na ina-apply mo, pinupush mo sa cart. And then, yung ating friction ay 10 Newton as well. Okay, so magkaiba. So magma-minus tayo. Okay, so 50 minus 10. Okay, which is equal to 40 Newton. Tatandaan natin. So, ang net force doon sa situation is 40 Newton. That's the total force that acts on the object. So, basic din kasi grade 7, grade 8, hopefully nare-refresh pa din tayo. Ano? So, let's explain the idea of friction or the concept on friction. So, pwede nating i-self-made ito, baguhin tong activity kung alam nating medyo wala tayong material sa school. Objective, operationally define friction and identify factors affecting the amount of friction between two surfaces. So, meron tayong mga materials dito, yung wooden flank natin, which is 20 by 50 centimeter. Sandpaper, yung grit natin is 60 to 80, yung pinaka-rough. Okay, 100 to 150, medium yung grit, medium din yung rough. Okay, and then yung 180 to 220, fine. Medyo, ano lang yung rough. Yung rough. Rough, alam niyo yung rough. Yung magaspang. Okay, and then lastly, material, plastic book cover. Okay, so isa-set natin to. Meron tayong set of identical books and a small block of wood. Okay, so this is one. Procedure natin. Meron tayong book, set natin yung ating wood, set up a ramp as shown, naka-inclined, and then cover the plank. Okay, yung ating naka-inclined. Yung ating plank rather, okay, ika-cover natin ng sandpaper. Okay, na ang grit ay number 100 to 150. And then ating pa, dadaos-dusin dyan. Okay, sunod, pagkatapos natin napadaos-dus yan, repeat lang. Ang itatry naman natin is yung sandpaper na may grit ng 60 to 80, 180 to 220, and then lastly is yung plastic cover. Okay, and then i-complete lang natin ng table. So sa trial 1, okay, papadaos-dusin lang natin yung flank na may nakabalot na, okay, 60 to 180 grit na sandpaper. And then yung pangalawa naman is yung sandpaper na may grit na 100 to 150, sandpaper na 180 to 220, then lastly yung plank na ang cover naman ay book plastic cover. Okay, at gagawin natin siya hanggang trial 4. Okay, trial 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, apat na beses nating papadaos-tusin. Ano? Okay, so yung ating 62 to 80 na grit na sandpaper, yun yung pinakamagaspang na sandpaper. Ang sandpaper natin mga ginagamit natin to polish a wood or a particular type of wood. Okay. So, nagamit ko to nung ako'y nasa handicraft subjects. Okay. So, anyway, 60 to 80, napakagaspang. 100 to 150, medyo magaspang. Ito namang sandpaper, 180 to 220, I think mas konti na yung gaspang na yan. Okay, ayan. So, which setup allow the block of wood to reach the bottom the fastest? What do you think caused it to get to the bottom fastest? Alin doon yung pinakamabilis? Yung pinakamagaspang ba? Medyo magaspang? Okay, yung konti lang? Or yung sa plastic cover? Okay, the answer is the plastic book cover. So, the plastic book cover allowed the block to reach the bottom the fastest. Ito yung pinakamabilis kasi tingnan naman natin yung surface ng plastic cover tapos pinadaos-dus natin dun sa wood. Ligat napaka-smooth. Okay, it is smoother so it has less friction. So, pag smooth ng material, pag bilis nung takbo ng object pababa. Okay, nagigets natin? Okay. Ayan. In which setup did the block of wood do not move at all? What could be the reason for this observation? Actually, yung flank na hindi gagalaw talaga at all is yung may sandpaper na 80. Okay, 80, 82, 62, 80. Yan yung pinaka hindi talaga gagalaw kasi sobrang gaspang na yan. As in, nakatigil lang yan diyan sa taas. Ganyan. Nakatigil lang yan. Okay. So, the block may not move on sandpaper number 60 to 80. It is very rough, causing high friction. Talagang pag rough yun, mas mataas yung friction. The opposing force, kahit yung ating arm naka-inclined, hindi talaga yan dadaos-dos. Kasi parang nakadikit na yun doon. Okay. And then why do you think the time taken for the block of wood to reach the bottom differs for each setup? Bakit magkakaiba yung time nila? Okay, para ma-reach yung pinakababa. Okay, ang main reason, the time differs because of different surface roughness. Diba? Yung roughness. The rougher surfaces create more friction, slowing the block. Okay, so paglakas ng friction, pagbagal ng object. Diba? Or hindi na talaga pa gagalaw. Okay. What force do you think is responsible for these observations? So the force responsible is the friction. Yun yung responsible doon. Kaya magkakaiba. Okay, magkakaiba yung bilis ng pagbagsak ng mga object is because of the friction. Acts on the plank and the ramp. Okay. What do you think would happen if the surface of the wood were perfectly smooth? Pag smooth talaga. Okay, if the surface were perfectly smooth, the block would slide very fast due to very little or no friction. Pag talagang smooth na smooth, ay di yung sliding ng ating block ay sobrang bilis. Okay, kasi napaka-smooth eh. Tapos napakababa pa ng friction. Walang pupigil sa kanya. Walang opposing force. Okay, so remember, friction is a force that resists the motion of objects when they move or try to move over a surface. Okay, tatandaan natin anak para tayo ay mas malinawan. Yung friction, para siyang alitan ng puwersa. Yan yung opposite force. Kumukontra sa paggalaw ng isang bagay. Kung ikaw ay to the left, yan ay to the right. Okay, kung ikaw ay to the right, yan ay to the left. Opposing force siya. Siya yung pumipigil. Okay, habang ikaw naglalakad, kaya hindi ka nadudulas is because may friction. Okay. The amount of friction depends on the roughness of the surface. So, pag rough ng surface, pag taas ng friction. Okay. And of course, the type of material. Smoother surfaces have less friction, so objects slide faster, while rougher surfaces have more friction, slowing down or stopping motion. Okay. So, hopefully, naintindihan natin yung concept ng friction dito. So, next is the balloon hovercraft. Ito naman is yung ating first activity na ginawa or yung activity na ginawa natin is about friction sa surface. Okay, so skip muna natin yung activity number 3. So, yung ating activity number 3 kasi is, it depends on the availability of materials. So, pwede na naman natin hindi yun gawin kasi we already had the uh, previous activity to explain the concept of friction. Pero kung gusto pang i-add, mag-add tayo ng more activity, pwede pa naman. So, next, activity number 4, the story of motion, a debate of great minds. So, in this activity, we will describe the ideas of Aristotle, Galileo, and Newton about motion. Ano ba yung idea ng tatlong scientist na ito about motion? Okay, titingnan natin yung kanya-kanyang idea, Okay, we will also compare their explanation about motion, explain that forces and friction affect the motion of objects. So, tingnan natin. So, let's start with Aristotle. So, familiar? So, siguro narinig nyo na yung pangalan. So, I hope that you are familiar, no? So, he was a student of Plato, actually, and later became the tutor of Alexander the Great. So, Aristotle, over 2,000 years ago, the Greek philosopher Aristotle put forth a theory. Meron siyang idea that a constant force was required to keep a moving object at a steady speed. Okay. And that extra force was necessary for acceleration. So, tingnan natin yung naka-highlight mga anak. Sabi ni Aristotle, for as to keep an object moving, kailangan natin ng mag-apply ng constant force. Like for example, meron tayo a rolling ball. Okay, para yung ball na yun gumalaw or gumulong ng gumulong, you have to apply a constant force. Constant force. Kailangan may force na binibigay ka from time to time doon sa gumugulong na bola. Kasi pag inalis mo yung force, if the force is not present, yung bola ay titigil. Kasi sabi ni Aristotle, okay, object has a natural state of rest. Okay, sabi niya is, was the belief, yung kanyang key aspect about motion is the belief that object's motion would naturally come to stop. Titigil yung object if no force was continuously applied to it. Kasi nga, he stated that object had a natural rest. Titigil yan kapag walang force na ina-applied and required a force to maintain the motion. Okay. Pero yung kanyang argument about that idea na ang object para gumulong ng gumulong or to keep its motion, kailangan natin ng force, okay, or constant force na ina-apply doon. Yung kanyang idea na yun is nireject ni Galileo Galilei. So, sino naman si Galileo Galilei? He is often referred to as the father of modern science and made significant contributions to various fields, including physics, astronomy, and the scientific method. Okay. And then he also invented the telescope and made different discoveries. So ito naman yung notion ni Galileo Galilei about motion. One of Galileo's great contributions to physics was demolishing the notion that a force is necessary to keep an object moving. Na-reject niya ngayon yung idea ni Aristotle. Sinabi niya, no, to keep an object moving, hindi natin kailangan ng force or continuous force. Okay, hindi natin kailangan ng continuous force na ina-apply para yung bola gumulong ng gumulong. Okay, ang idea ni Aristoteles yung bola, gugulong yan ng gugulong forever kapag walang friction. Okay, so sabi niya, Galileo argued that an object can move freely. Kaya niyang gumalaw freely in the absence of friction. Kung aalisin natin daw yung friction, okay, in a particular surface, a moving object will continue to move forever. Okay? So, when friction is present, a force is needed to keep the object moving. So, kapag meron talagang friction, talagang kailangan natin ng pwersa. Pero alisin mo yan. Alisin mo yan. Okay, alisin natin yung friction. Yung bola ay gugulong forever kapag ayos ang surface. Okay, next. So, para mas ma-demonstrate natin yung idea ni or argument ni Galilei about friction, meron siyang tatlong ramp experiment. Nagawa na natin to dun sa previous activity, yung naka-incline. So, yung first is a ball rolling down an inclined plane. So, downward motion. So, yung kanya ditong motion, downward motion, pagugulungin natin yung bola in downward motions. The ball speed or the speed of the ball increases. Naka-affect pa yung ating inclined plane. Okay? Despite of the friction, naka-affect ba doon sa bilis ng object? Hindi. Naka-affect ba? Yes, naka-affect. Yung ating inclined, pinabilis yung gulong ng object. The moon moves with Earth's gravity. Meron pa tayong Earth's gravity. Okay? Kaya mabilis yung gulong. Okay. So, actually dito, hindi pa niya alam ang idea about gravity ha. Friction pa lang. Okay. Si Galileo naman, second setup, a ball rolling up an inclined plane. Okay. Ayan. Yung ating shape ng surface. Okay. Upward motion yung ating direction ng bola. The speed of the ball decreases. Okay. Kasi it moves against the Earth's gravity. And then, mas malakas na yung friction kapag papataas yung bola. Pero pag pababa, less friction. 'Di ba? Kaya, mabilis yung gulong kanina. Ngayon, mataas ang friction. Okay. And then, on a level plane, horizontal, straight path, the speed of the ball decrease and stop from moving. Hmm. Horizontal na yan. Tumigil yung bola because of the friction. Okay. So, based on the third setup, why did the ball stop? Bakit tumigil yung bola dun sa third setup sa horizontal? Because of friction. So, Galileo stated that if friction were entirely absent, kapag wala yung friction, a ball moving horizontally, yung bolang gumugulong horizontally will move forever. No push or pull would be required to keep it moving once it's set in motion. It's like this. If there is no friction, the ball will never stop. Nakarating na yun sa kung saan. The ball will never stop kapag walang friction. Yun ang sabi ni Galileo Galilei. So, sabi niya, only the friction will stop the ball from rolling. Friction lang talaga ang makakapagpigil sa gumagalaw na object. It was not the nature of the ball to come to rest. Hindi yung nature ng bola na tumigil. Tumigil yon because of the presence of friction. Okay. Galileo stated that this tendency of a moving body to keep moving is natural and that every material object resists changes to its state of motion. Okay, yun yung idea ni Galileo Galilei. So, paparating na tayo sa tama talaga, no? From Galileo to Newton. Okay, so actually, yung idea ni Galileo is much similar sa idea ni Isaac Newton. So, sino naman si Sir Isaac Newton? He is famous for discovering the laws of motion and universal gravitation. His work laid the foundation for classical physics, which scientists still use today to understand how things move. Years later, Isaac Newton built on Galileo's observations. He realized this principle is universal and gave it a name and a formal law. Okay, he introduced the first law of motion, which is the law of inertia. Okay, so in the law of inertia, an object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion at constant speed and direction unless acted upon by a net force. Okay, sabi ni Sir Isaac Newton, an object at rest will stay at rest forever. Kung nakatigil na object, yan ay nakatigil forever kung walang external force or unbalanced force na magpapagalaw sa kanya. Correct? Okay. At sabi pa niya, an object in motion, yung mga gumagalaw na object, will remain in motion at constant speed and direction unless upon by a net force. Yung bola na gumulong, gugulong yun forever kung walang external force like friction na pipigil sa kanya at constant speed and direction. Okay, yun yung idea ni Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, so tingnan natin. Sabi dito, Aristotle, an object moves only if a force keeps pushing it. Okay, motion stops when the force stops. Galileo, a moving object naturally continues moving unless friction or resistance slows it down. Newton, an object stay at rest or keeps moving at constant speed unless a net force acts on it. That's the first law of motion, which is the law of inertia. Inertia is the tendency. Okay, pag sinabi natin inertia is the tendency to resist in motion. Okay, so let's proceed in our next activity. Activity number 5, Forces and Motion Virtual Simulation. So dito gagamit tayo ng PET simulation, ano? So meron akong inihanda dito mga record na pwede niyong gamitin, especially doon sa mga walang internet connection. Yan po yung mga recorded video na pwede niyong i-play sa classroom. Okay, kung walang internet connection. Pero ngayon, pupunta tayo kasi since may internet connection tayo, ano? So sa PET. So, punta tayo doon. Okay, so dito, magkakaroon tayo ng simulation. Okay, so dito yung ating card is at rest. Okay, it's at rest. So, titingnan natin dito na yung isang object gagalaw kapag may net force. Pero, pag walang net force or if the net force is zero, the object will remain at rest. Okay, so tingnan natin. I-check lang natin yung sum of forces para makita natin yung value ng net force. So, net force is the sum of all forces. So, dito, zero pa yung net force natin. That's why yung ating card ay nakatigil. Okay? Or at rest. Pero maglagay tayo ng isang tao dito. Okay? So, tingnan natin yung values. Tsaka natin. So, sa left side, nagkaroon siya ng 50 Newton. 50 Newton yung kanyang pwersa na ina-apply. Okay, sa ating left side. Okay, and then yung ating net force, nagkaroon ng 50 Newton. Pag hinila niya yan, yung object siguradong gagalaw. Okay, pero maglagay tayo ng another person dun sa taas. Okay, so yung what happened to the net force? The net force become zero. Kasi yung left force and right force is equal. 50 minus 50 is 0. So, if that's the case, the net force is 0. So, tingnan natin kung gagalaw yung object pag hinila nila. Gumalaw ba? Hindi. Okay, pause. Okay, and then, alisin natin yung isang tao. Okay, alisin natin yung isa. And then, i-go natin. Okay. Gumalaw ba yung object? Yes, kasi merong net force. That's the idea. Okay, na kapag may net force, gagalaw talaga yung object. Pero pag yung ating net force ay 0, at rest yung object. Okay, so next. Okay, so proceed naman tayo dito sa ating next. Dito naman sa ating next activity, we will try, okay, to find that if you exert a force, okay, the object will accelerate or bibilis. Okay, so tingnan natin. Mag-apply tayo. Check natin yung values para makita natin. Okay, and then speed. Okay, so push tayo. Ihilahin natin ito pa right. Okay, mag-apply tayo ng force. Ayan. Okay, pag tayo nag-apply ng force, yung isang object nag-accelerate or bumibilis. Pero alisin natin. Okay, yung force. Patuloy pa rin ba sa paggalaw yung object? Yes. Patuloy pa rin sa paggalaw yung object kahit wala na yung ating force na ini-exert kasi nga yung ating plane or yung ating surface ngayon is ano? walang friction. Wala siyang friction. Okay, so pag wala yung friction, if absent yung friction, katulad ng sinabi ni Galileo Galilei, the object will continue to move forever. Hindi totoo yung sinabi ni Aristotle na kapag wala na yung force, titigil yung object. No. Kapag walang friction, tuloy-tuloy yung galaw ng object kahit wala ka na doon. Okay, katulad ng sinabi ni Sir Isaac, an object in motion will remain in motion unless acted by an outside force. Pag may friction dyan, may outside force na friction, kanina pa tumigil yan. Okay, sige, para mas malinaw. Okay, ito. Yan, maglalagay na tayo ng speed. Okay, values. And then, dito may friction na tayo. Pero alisin muna natin yung friction at all. And then, i-push natin yung cart or yung box rather. Ayan, pinush ko na. Tapos, inalis ko yung force. Gumagalaw yung ating box kahit wala na yung force kasi wala pang friction. Pero pag nilagyan ko yan ng friction, okay, what do you think will happen? Tingnan natin. Ayan, what do you think happened? Tumigil yung box kasi wala ng friction. Okay, so I hope that you learned something. Tama yung idea ni Galileo and Sir Isaac that an object in motion will remain in motion and an object at rest will remain at rest unless acted by an outside force. So thank you so much. Hopefully you learned something. Okay, so just remember, inertia is the tendency of the objects to resist changes in their motion. Okay, an object at rest stay at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an external force. So these challenges show how inertia affects everyday objects and explains why quick or sudden actions produce different results. Okay? I hope that you learned something today. Thank you so much, grade 9.